G'day guys and girls, welcome back to Harper's Shed. My name's Tim and today we're going to keep working on the Series 4 RX7 project. Okay, bit of a catch up from last episode. Did some research and got a few things to show you there. Also we went through and got the fitting welded in for the water pickup on the turbo. And as I said, that allows me to run the non-turbo thermostat housing because I've already got that. The other thing we did is I went through and cleaned up the new timing case, or timing cover, and made up just a new blanking plate and a gasket and bits and pieces for that just to make it a bit tidier. So today's mission is we're going to get the timing cover off, the water pump housing off, and I want to put the turbo one on so we can hook all the lines up and then get ourselves in a better position to start trying to get this thing to make noise. So the research I come up with says that in order for that bearing not to fall, you need to remove any of the end float from the engine, and you do that in a manual by depressing the clutch and holding it down. So I've got a very specific Mazda tool here. It was a piece of wood that's about the right size, block of steel and a few packers. Now the clutch is depressed all the way. That takes the end float out of the engine, capturing the bearing that drops inside when you pull the front pulley off, and allows you to put the engine back together without any incident. So we should get away with that nicely. Still a little concerned, but I'll take my time and might bring you back when I've got it apart. Alright, stand by. Alright, there we go, and that's off. A little bit of a pain, to be honest, in the car. These bolts up under here, they were a little bit tricky to get to, but we got there. So I'm going to clean all those surfaces up, prep the new front cover, and put it all back together. And then we'll actually have some proper turbo oil drains, and it'll have the new water pump housing on it with the feed for the water cooling on the turbo. Alright, let's get after it. Righto. We've got a bit more to show now. So, water pump's back on, all the timing covers back on. I did line up as best as I could, or as best as the manual would tell me, the crank angle sensors back in. Obviously we won't know until we can turn it over with the timing light whether that's actually bang on where it should be. Did get my thermostat housing on as well, and also went and sourced some correct bolts to block off the oil injectors. So they are an M10 by 1.25. I had to machine the heads down a bit on the lathe to fit in there, and copper washers under them and whatnot. I did get the oil return on for the turbo and the oil water feed. Water feed for the turbo for cooling. Still not 100% sure on the oil pressure for the turbo. I was told that it will come out of that little one there, and I'll stuff around with that a bit more. I do have a bit of pipe to try, so we'll see. And the water return, if I can get there, is down on the side. I'll need to sort out what banjo that is and where they normally place it back into the system. But I did some looking around on the wiring, and to me it seems that all the starter wiring is still there, even though the entire engine harness is actually not. So it must be a different system. So I thought I'd get a little bit brave and see what happens. I mean, we've got fuses there, so we'll see. If one pops, so hopefully it doesn't take anything else out. So positive, which is all as normal, jammed up and doesn't fit properly, and the negative is all squished up as well. Alright, what do we reckon? Okay, well, no current draw, so nothing's shorted, and I can't see anything bad, no smoke, I can't smell anything, so nothing appears to be shorted. I did sort of lay as much out of the way as I could. I didn't hear any pop fuses. What do you reckon? Turn the key and see if it actually spins. Sure, why not? What do we got? Oh, that seat's not bolted. Send that back where it should. Okay, it's not going to. Righto. Oh, movement. Beepage. In neutral. Oh, lots of beepage. Well, I don't know what that was. What were you beeping about? Okay, well, let's just give it a turn, see what happens. In neutral. Wowzers. Okay. Spins over. I really don't know what that one is. Sounds like a beep that should tell me to stop doing something. Okay, well, one more time. One more time. Why not? Yeah, okay. Alright, well, I think I might, seeing how it spins, I might get the compression tester out, I think. That was something I really wanted to try and do, was get a compression tester on it. Has it got, oh, it's still got its plugs in too. Okay. We might pull the plugs and, well, pull just the leadings and spin the compression tester in, and we'll have to get someone to give me a hand. And we'll see what the readings are. Cross fingers. When you're ready. Go again, go again. Alright, well, as you saw, those compression readings weren't amazing. So to cheer myself up, I wanted to see if the lights work. And they do. It's the simple things. I did just drop them down to start. Shush you. I did drop them down before, just by bridging the relay, just to get them out of my way. because obviously I didn't want to put a battery on it, but both lights work. Wackadoo. Alright, so next up on the list, I think, now that I know it turns over, I'm going to get that battery off there. Now that I know it turns over, and it has compression, yeah, I think I'm going to have to start sorting out the Microtech harness. So I'm going to have to find a place to mount that. I'll show you where I thought. I haven't pulled it apart yet, but I'm hoping there's enough room where... So the engine bay grommet, or where the factory wiring for the engine harness used to be, wee, get out of that, runs through on the passenger side, and I'm thinking, haven't pulled it out obviously, but I'm going to see how much room I've got if I take the glove box out, because if I've got room in behind there, then I can mount the unit up in there, and I can just keep the handpiece connected to it. So I'm hoping I'm hoping there's enough room under there. There should be. But I suppose we won't know until I start digging in and taking stuff apart. But I think that might do it. I think that might do it for this episode, in all honesty, people. I'm a bit tired. Got some stuff done, which is good. I think next episode I'll be well and truly working on wiring. I'm going to have to extend every wire on the Microtech harness, because it's all, as you saw originally, it was mounted up in the front of the bay, and that's just not going to work. So I'm going to have to extend all the wires, which means I can get the injector wiring sorted as well, throttle position sensor, and then I can put the upper intake manifold back on. Then I can start sorting out coils. So I do have several sets of coils. Well, by several I mean, you know, there's a couple there, and a few driver modules, things like that. I do also, which has come handy so far, have a good factory, or it looks like a factory workshop manual. That's helped me out a bit so far. So yeah, next step, clear the bench and start laying out some wiring. So set the soldering iron up, make it happen. Alright, well, I'll leave it there. Catch you all next time.